Wala ni ate kay automatic mo serbisyo, changing the mindset, Sterling Sanyado, servant of public, kini ang mayor, leader nga nyo, Brit.
Let us welcome our candidates.
Engineer Sterling Sanyado.
Engineer Sterling Sanyado is an independent candidate gunning for the mayoralty position of the city government of General Santos.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh sa mga iso nato Muslim. Fiu labi sa atong mga isong mga blaan. Maayong hapon sa tanan, sa mga SK, sa SK Kalumpang, dagang salamat sa Kalumpang Youth Debate Society, dagang salamat yun kay nalibre kong exposure, kay wag yun ko ikasukol, kay maog yun ni ang akong pinaka-emphasis. I would like to give an emphasis after this debate sa ato ang ginatawag nga Republic Act 9006, otherwise known as Fair Elections Act. Kay daghan kayong mga violation kung basahon ninyo na sa kakahitabo karon. As I speak in front of you here in this afternoon, kung basahon to ninyo ang atong Republic Act with the resolution number 10-730 and 10-732, ako na lang ang nagpabilin nga legally qualified. Daghang salamat o mayong hapon sa tanan.
Okay, our first questions, we will be reading the question twice, so please listen carefully. First question, with its environmental and economic repercussions, are you in favor of modernizing the transportation sector of General Santos and henceforth utilizing electric jeepneys or e-jeepneys and buses as the only mode of transportation in the city? With its environmental and economic repercussions, are you in favor of modernizing the transportation sector of General Santos City and henceforth utilizing electric jeepneys and buses as the only mode of transportation in the city?
I'm not in favor of the statement that only the buses or electric jeepneys will be the mode of transportation. You know why? I hope the youth can relate with me. If you know Elon Musk, the future of our transportation is going electric. If you say it is environmentally unfriendly to use tricycle, the note is wrong because we can always innovate the tricycles as well to be an electric one. So that's the view of a new generation looking in innovations and technology development. Thank you. Sige daw.
To cut it short, sir, do you favor the clamor of the LGBTQIA+ community to afford them with the same legal protection in the same way that women and children in the Philippines are afforded with the same protection against violence?
Yes, of course, I am in favor because naturally, we are humans. So it is not their sin to be born because many of our citizens don't know what is the reason behind ganong na LGBT. It's actually science. It is the hormonal imbalance of a person. It is not their sin. Bisag balintungon mo na siya, mao gyud na sila nga ilahang genes or ilahang body formation or whatever nga because of the science, no? So kinahanglan we treat them as same equal human beings and therefore they should have same equal rights. So kung unsa man to halimbawa naman sila i-place sa atong community. So even in the Congress, they can run in the Congress and they can pass any legal or legislation to favor them in our society, in our community, which express.
Thank you, sir.
Now let's move on to our last, from the independent, Engineer Sterling Sanyado. The same question, disregarding the data that we have, the question is, should vaccination be mandatory for people to access public facilities and spaces such as malls?
Not in favor. Because you know why? We have Republic Act 11525 that states that the government recognizes the experimental nature of our COVID vaccines. And Section 12 states that the government or there is no requirement or mandatory requirement to enter government facilities or conduct any government transactions. Now, if I ask you, if you want to ride a bus, you pay your fare, are you having a government transaction? Yes, you do, because it has a VAT, di ba? Mga taxes. So, same. That's the answer. We have to enact or we have to abide by the Republic Act, RA 11525. Thank you.
The first question, are you in favor of the privatization of waste management in General Santos City? Again, are you in favor of the privatization of waste management in General Santos City?
Can you please know your answer, please? We have Ma'am Lita Nunez in favor of the privatization, Honorable Rivera in favor, Sir Perales also in favor. Ma'am Banyas, can we know your answer, please? Also, Ma'am Banyas is in favor, and Sir Sanyado is not in favor of the privatization. Let's proceed to the next question, please.
Next question. Are you in favor of punishment-centered approach over a rehabilitation-centered approach in addressing the issue of mendicancy and CICL in the city? Again, are you in favor of a punishment-centered approach over a rehabilitation-centered approach in addressing the issue of mendicancy and CICL in the city?
Can you please raise our boards higher po para makita natin? Ayan. So all of them are not in favor of a punishment-centered approach rather than a rehabilitation-centered approach in addressing the issue of mendicancy and children in conflict with the law in the city of General Santos.
For the third question, should government officials publicly disclose their statements of assets and liabilities and net worths, or SALN? Again, should government officials publicly disclose their statement of assets, liabilities, and net worth? Ayon, everyone is in favor.
Ayan, palakpakan naman natin ang ating candidates. They are okay in publicly manifesting their statement of assets, net worths, and liabilities and net worths.
Another question, should General Santos City continue the local celebration of the International Men's Day? Again, should General Santos City continue the local celebration of the International Men's Day?
All of them are in favor except we have Sir Sterling Sanyado. Ayan.
Okay.
Again, lahat po sila are in favor of the celebration of the International Men's Day except Sir Sterling Sanyado. Mary?
Next question, should General Santos City actively support open pit mining? Again, should General Santos City actively support open pit mining?
May we request our candidates to please raise your boards higher, please. So we have Sir Sterling Sanyado not in favor. We have Ma'am Sherlyn Banyas Nograles. Di pa rin sa taas po, ma'am. Para kita natin. Not in favor. Sir Roberto Perales, undecided. We have congressional candidate Honorable Ronel Chua Rivera, undecided, and Ma'am Rizalita Nunez, undecided as well.
Next question, second to the last. Should the provision of local scholarships be based on the student's family income over an academic merit-based system? Again, should the provision of local scholarship be based on the student's family income over an academic merit-based system?
May we know your answers po, please? About the question on scholarship, we have Sir Sterling Sanyado in favor of a merit-based system.
Merit-based.
Sorry, family income rather than an academic merit-based system. That's the same to Ma'am Sherlyn Banyas Nograles.
Please come again. Medyo naguguluhan kami sa question.
The question po, ma'am, is that are you in favor of the provision of the local scholarships be based on the student's family income over academic merit-based system, meaning we're going to base on their finances rather than on their merits of education. Okay. We have Sir Perales not in favor. We have Honorable Rivera in favor. Ma'am Rosalita Nunez in favor as well. And we're waiting for the answer of Ma'am Charlene Banyas Nograles.
Both? Dapat kasi both eh. Diba? Anyway.
So she is also in favor of a this decision over family income rather than an academic merit-based system. Last question po for our round 3.
For the last question, should the local government of General Santos City legalize e-gambling such as online sabong? Again, should the local government of General Santos City legalize e-gambling such as online sabong?
May we know your answers po, please? We have Sir Sanyado in favor, Sir Perales undecided, Honorable Rivera not in favor, Ma'am Rosalita Nunez not in favor, and Ma'am Charlene Banyas Nograles undecided on legalizing e-sabong or e-gamblings in the city of General Santos City. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That ends the third round for our, palakpakan po natin ang ating mga candidates. And for our fourth round, we still have our ground host, the ever-dynamic,
The ever-pretty...
with a voluptuous body. We have, of course, Mr. James Kenneth Ocampo. And to formally start po our round 4, James, may we have the first question, please?
Great, thank you so much to our lovely and composed moderators. So at this point of time, again, we will be asking 5 questions still from the on-site audiences, and we will start with our representative coming from the Supreme Student Council of MSU GSC, Ms. Belin Belmores.
Okay, good afternoon, Honorable. So my question goes like this. Presidential Decree 1563 or the Anti-Mendicancy Law of 1978 was long implemented in General Santos City. However, in the status quo, the problem with beggars on streets and highways are still very rampant, sometimes causing disturbances and accidents to the general public. If ever you will be elected as mayor, how can you and your administration address the issue? So I was asked to ask this in Bisaya as well. So natay para sa tanan, natay Presidential Decree 1563 or the Anti-Mendicancy Law of 1978 and gina-implement din siya sa General Santos City, nagabawal sa mga nagapanglimos. However, makita nato sa mga kadalanan na daghan gyapon gapanglimos na nagakos og disturbo og minsan aksidente sa mga tao. So, kung kamo maluklok as mayor, unsang himuon sa inyong administrasyon para ma-address ni nga issue? Thank you.
1 minute goes to Sir Roberto Perales.
Simple kayo ang imong giistorya, kung kanay batas. Simple kayo, ang solusyon, ipatupad na ng batas, wala na problema.
And that's it. Thank you so much, Sir Roberto Perales. The same question goes to Ma'am Charlene T. Banyas.
Yes, that's why right now we focus on skills training and we have this partnership with TESDA. In fact, we are putting up a TESDA training center to capacitate and empower this individual because what they need are opportunities. And at the same time, kailangan din of course ang value formation. Kasi aside sa incapacitating them and empowering them, kailangan din at maturuan ng tamang values.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now let's proceed to Engineer Sterling Sanyado. You have 1 minute.
Thank you for that question. I am not privy ng anadiay batas, no? But if you visit my website, kuyasterlingsanyado.com, naana siya sa ako ang program. Kay me, myself, experience that kind of near accident nga panghitabo dina sa St. Elizabeth. And I would agree to Mayoralty candidate, Sir Toto Perales, nga na may batas. So what we do as an executive officer of the land, we see to it that we will execute that law. And then, of course, with the funds, no, dapat kinahanglan punduhan pod. Kay useless man nga magpa-execute kaya unya way pundo. Di man na mulihok ang ato ang vehicle kung walay gasolina. So make sure nga punduhan siya nga batas o i-implement. Thank you.
Educar Gensan, ang Pingan Barangayan po ay programa ng present administration natin. Kung ikaw po ay maging sunod na local chief executive, baguhin mo ba ito o may pagbabago ba? If yes po, kung oo po iyon, ano po yung mga privilehiyong factors po na considering the programs? If not, what is your alternatibong paraan or factors din po to continue ba or hindi? Salamat po.
Thank you. Thank you sa pagtagalog. Yun ako, Bisaya. Pero kuan, no? Knowing that we have an educar, English na po ko, naman tayo educar. Tanawon na to kung it addresses really ang problema sa atong katawhan. So, if ever nga ma-elect ko, we will review and then if maayo siya, i-enhance pa. And by the way, kaning mga tanang programa na atong ginaisgutan, it will boil down to actually sa pundo, no? Murag og kag-budget sa imong balay kay it's a matter of prioritization of kung unsa man ang imuhang priority nga mga programs o project, dili man pwede nga ang imuhang budget, let's say 2 billion, and then the total of the programs nga kung budgetan yun mulapas. So the function of the city mayor or the executive branch must mangita taog source of income, no, to implement that plans. So mao na ang ako ang himuon, and then knowing
Thank you so much, sir. Now proceeding to our third question. Let's have it, James.
And now for the third question for this round, we have a representative coming from the 4-H Club of General Santos City, Ms. Honey Grace Sario.
Thank you, James. So, good afternoon po. As we all know, General Santos City is an agricultural city. It has 17,489 hectares, or at least 32% of the total land area of the city. My question is, what are your plans in our agriculture sector? And number two, we know that fertilizers and other costs of production are increasing. How would you help our farmers and our fisher folks? Thank you.
Now, for the last to answer, of course, sir, Engineer Sterling Santos.
General Santos City is gonna consider siya as agro-industry and fishing industry. Mao na ang definition or description sa General Santos City as to its economic. And then, my question kay, unsa ang atong plano para sa sektor sa agriculture o kabalutan na nagataas ang presyo sa mga cost of production, especially ang fertilizer. Unsa ang atong matabang para sa farmers o para sa mga mangingisda?
Sir, you have 1 minute.
Okay. On that note, no, given nga atong figures na imong gihatag nga 17,000 hectares ang inclusion sa atong agricultural and the waters nga pwede nato gamiton sa agrikultura, dili man siguro kinahanglan kung ingana imong topography, knowing that the Gensan is 492.86 square kilometers. Dako pa kayo ang based on your figure 32%, no? Am I right?
Yes, 17,489
I think we
hectares.
should diversify. Dili ta mag-asa diha because the density or the ratio of the people, of course, we will give budget according to the ratio of the population nga involved diha. Pero mas daghan mag yung population nga dili involved diha. So we will address that by diversifying our economy, by attracting new investors in manufacturing and production sector. Thank you.
So good afternoon, honorables. Here's my question. In your term as a mayor, how will Gensan compete economically against other cities in Region 12 or in Mindanao? I'll repeat. In your term as a mayor, how will Gensan compete economically against other cities in Region 12 or in Mindanao? Kung ibisaya, kung ikaw kay madaog usa ka mayor, paano ka makalaban? How will you compete ka na makipagkompetensya sa laing mga city o mga lungsod sa tibuok Rayon 12?
Thank you so much. Now, for the last one, we have Engineer Sterling Sanyado. You have 1 minute, sir.
Yeah, I've heard to our honorable congresswoman, 18% of the slope can be considered to be alienable and disposable. But please bear in mind, we have IPRA law. We should respect the people who own the land, and of course, don't dribble them. Kay daghan gyud kayo mga injustice nga kahitabo. Before we can attract investors, we should have a clean titles. So, in order to compete, in another note, no, para makakumpita sa other cities, there's no other way but to accept the technology nga dapat kabalo ang leader nga mag-appreciate sa technology and computers. Whoever the leaders who appreciate that one have the advantage to compete. Period. Wala na ilaing pamaagi para makakumpita, technology o computer.
Thank you, Sir Sterling Sanyado. Palakpakan nato nga to ang mga Mayoralty candidates for answering.
Good afternoon, honorables. This is my question. We have an existing problems when it comes to our traffic flow along Jollibee Crossing and especially in Silway during rush hours. If you win, what policy approach will you implement to mitigate this kind of problem? So, ibisaya na ako, nanakitay dugay na ginatubang na problema sa atong traffic flow diri sa General Santos City, especially sa Jollibee nga crossing o sa Silway during sa mga rush hours. So, kung kamo madaog as mayor sa atong syudad, unsa ang programa na inyong i-implement nga para mawala or mabawasan man lang ang traffic problem sa atong syudad? Daghang salamat.
Now, let's proceed to the last one, Engineer Sterling Sanyado. You have 1 minute, sir.
Kakibat yun sa progress ang traffic. Bisag unsaon nimo, mao gyud na ang progress sa isa ka syudad. Magprogresibo siya, traffic, then expand, opening of the roads, no? Na ay mga developments sa mga bridges or road networks. Dili gyud na mawala ang traffic. Bisag asa mo sa kuan nga progresibo na gyud na siya. So all we need to do, tama tong kay Bustoto, nga kinahanglan po na ay disiplina. As you can see, sa akong platform sa unang akong ipagawas, dapat i-ratio in proportion nato ang production or ang hatag og franchise sa mga public transport nato. I-ratio nato sa mga nanginahanglan katong mga pasahero. Dili man pud pwede nga sige lang tag mass produce, unya dili na siya in proportion to the number of the population. So, and of course, the enforcement of the law, makita man nato sa mga LTO nato, isa ka lugar.
Thank you so much, sir. And that ends our round 4 rather, for our Mayoralty candidates. Yun na din po ang last na round kung saan magtatanong ang ating audience. Because in the next round,
In the 5th round specifically, we will now be returning the platform to our selected panel members for them to ask questions. So ito na yung isa pa sa exciting part for today's video, okay?
now moving forward, we have our last mayoral candidate, Engineer Sterling Sanyado. May we know po anong number po yung nabunot ninyo?
Number 3, Sir Josh.
Number 3. All right. We have Sir
Josh Elisha Octura, coming from the College of Agriculture. Sir?
Yan, so, maayong hapon sa tanan, maayong hapon sa atong mga kandidato for mayor here in Gensan. Engineer Sanyado, so, since I am from the College of Agriculture, my question for you is actually related to agriculture, specifically sa livestock. So, ang Gensan karon actually considered ang taas kay kita ang isa sa mga pinakataas nga producer sa baboy sa nasod. In fact, 8.1 billion siya nga industry sa ato ang country, sa ato ang syudad sa Gensan. Third ta sa country. So, ang Philippine swine industry kay ga-face karon og kining problema sa ASF. Muna siya ang African swine fever. So, dili lang kay COVID-19 pandemic itong problema actually. Even before nagka-pandemic, tanan tayo ASF. And grabe ni siya nga problema sa itong mga swine raisers kay kung maigo ang ilang baboy ani almost 100% tigok jud. Now, unsa man imong plano kung ikaw mahalal nga mayor sa ato ang city, unsa imong plano para ma-address ni siya nga problema o para ma-safeguard ang atong mga swine raisers diri sa Gensan, sir?
Thank you for that question, Sir Josh. So on that note, I would like to take the approach of Sir Toto Perales, same lang gyapon. I would find, me myself to tell you honestly, I was a victim of ASF. Nagtindog-tindog ako ang kuan dito, murag small pig rin, ako'y unom ka anay. So pagsulod sa ASF, so giundangan dayon ako, kay nahadlo ko basing matiway, gibaligya dayon ako sa kong amigo nga nailitsunan. So my approach will be, if I am the one be elected as a mayor, of course I will delegate that committee who has the expertise on that kind of situation. So dili man right si Boss Toto Perales na dili man tanan na kinahanglan sa executive branch ang naay alam sa tanan. So I will hire you, same as him. I will hire you as the advisor of that agricultural crisis. Thank you, Sir Josh.
Thank you so much, sir. Ayan, parang magkakatrabaho pa yung mga panel natin after this debate. But now, if you have a follow-up question, sir?
Kanina lang, sir, follow-up question. Okay, imo man gini i-delegate, syempre, tama man na siya kay di man ta expert sa tanan, di ba? So question ako is, simba ko palayo lang what if nisulod na gyud siya? Oh, actually, confirm na daan na nagsulod sa isang barangay, pero fortunately, they were able to contain the problem. Question is, what if nahitabo jud siya sa ato ang city? Unsa man imong unsa man buhaton nga solusyon or plano para sa mga maigo ani nga problema sa ato mga swine raisers?
Okay. First off, I would see to it if we have a mechanism to address that problem. If yes, then we will execute that mechanism. And then if not, if there's none, then me and the SP maybe share the idea.
Thank you so much, sir. Do you have another
I'm good.
question? All right.
Thank you, sir.
We are all goods now. That is the first panel for Sir Sterling Sanyado. Sino po yung second panel nyo?
Same, Sir Josh.
Si Sir Josh pa rin. Okay. So, Sir Josh, please throw your second question away.
Wala tahon yung mo, Sir Josh pa.
Kini, paborito ko ni engineer, So, dili ni siya na ako expertise, but this is actually one of the pressing concerns that we are presently facing here in Gensan. This is actually about the riding in tandem problem that we are actually facing here in our city. Now, we are all aware that there are alarming cases of riding in tandem killings in the city. This is clearly instilling fear in the general population in Gensan. If elected as mayor, how are you going to address the problems with motorcycle-related crimes to possibly end these killings and to perhaps ensure that the generals are protected from these criminal elements? Bisayon ako, sir.
Ako, kasabot ko. Because as I've said, I want to impact as much as many nga nagapaminaw karon nagatutok dinhi nga mga katawan sa General Santos because we must use this platform, Nagdagan na ba akong kuan?
Yes, po.
Asan ako? Katong riding in tandem. So of course, with my powers, ang kapulisan, naasa ko ang power po to direct them and of course assign nga give powers to them nga kung unsa man ang maayo kay sila man ang expert ana ang ato ang armed forces ang atong kapulisan must do something about it na ma-stop. Firstly, it is illegal to execute nga without proper process of judiciary, that's my approach to that problem.
Ayun, thank you, sir. Do you have a follow-up question? We are all goods. And that ends our round 5 rather, for the mayoralty candidates. The questions are coming from our esteemed panel. Thank you so much, sir and ma'am. Now for our round 6.
But before we're going to proceed to the round 6, the organizing committee requested for a short break muna. Yan, para man maka-pamper and makainom ng tubig, maka-take ng water break ang ating candidates. In the same manner ng ating mga candidates, ay ating mga manonood ay makapagpahinga din. But stay with us because on the round 6 or in the 6th round, our candidates will be given the opportunity to ask questions to their fellow candidates.
Let's now proceed to our second candidate. Sir,
Sterling Sanyada. Sir, sino po ang gusto niyong tanungin sa ating
Correction,
Mayoralty candidate?
Sanyado mo, lagi ng lisod nga dito, ilado ba Sanyado?
Sanyado po,
Sanyado.
Sanyado.
Yes po.
Sanyada. Sanyada, manggod. Okay lang. Sige. Since the two other candidates here is not here, supposedly it will be addressed sa top 3, no? Since nga si Ate Sherlyn din ang nasa radar sa top 3, so I will address the question, actually addressed to all, no? Do you think this is a fair election basing on the Republic Act 9006, otherwise known as Fair Elections Act, basing on the resolution promulgated November 17, 2021 and November 24, 2021. Those resolutions were numbered 10732 and 10730 na mangutana lang ko sa paglibot-libot sa atong mga, of course I will address this to the third party na lang kay supposedly it is addressed to them, no? Sa paglibot-libot ninyo sa ato ang dakbayan, sa pag house to house ninyo, unsa inyong nakita sa or na feel or na unsay na assess sa atong panginabuhian sa atong katawhan?
ma'am, you have 2 minutes to answer.
Hindi ko masyado naintindihan, no? Pero ang tanong is, fair, is this a fair election? No?
Yes,
well,
okay.
there are election guidelines, no? If you observe, Ling, na merong mga violations, you're always free to file an election offense. No? Right yan ang lahat.
Follow-up questions. That's the main problem of why Gensan is in this situation right now. Because we all know there is a law, existing law, nga bawal ang magbalay-balay, even manghatag og bugas. Diri sa section, na ako aning note ha, gisulat na ko ni, dili ni kuan, kay blanco ni ganina, no? Section 15 sa resolution number 10732, nga ginabawal ang mag house to house, mag-kiss, mag-hugging, mag-handshake, and give anything of a value. Kabalo naman tadaghan gipanghatag og bugas o katong ligurana na may mga ligid, di ba? So that is a clear violation. So if magsigi pa ta og kanang pakarong ignon, okay lang mag-file tag law. They are circumventing the law. And in fact, we are running for an executive branch of the government who will execute eventually. No, kami ang executive officer of the city. And now, here comes nga atong mga kandidato, majority of us is violating the sole Republic Act na maghatag og pantay. Even the youth must understand this because one of my advocacies is to encourage new breed of leaders. Now, if you are a fanatic and don't know about the law nga gina-circumvent na nila, you should wake up right now. No? Actually, this is a statement. It is not all about debating them. Because, nga nung ingani ang Gensan, we don't have a fair election in the first place. Nga nung nagkakaproblema ta. Walay chance dili ko mutuo nga 5 lang mi ang naay kapasidad nga mag-lead. Dili ko mutuo nga kami lang pinaka-bright dinhi, kabalo sa solusyon. Daghan pang mas mga bright ug may mga maayong tumbong, maayong kasing-kasing nga pwede kaayong mag-mayor. Pero tungod sa nagkakitabo nga unfair election, even with the COMELEC nga buka ang mata, did nothing. That is their mandate according to our constitution nga i-enact na. So that is my statement actually. Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am Sherlyn Banyas Nogales, you have 30 seconds to respond.
Kanang maghatag og bugas og assistance, yes, I would admit nagapanghatag ko. But that was prior to election because we all know na ata sa pandemic. Since day one sa pandemic, I did not stop giving assistance kay nakita na ako nagagutom ang kadaghanan. So nakita nato na halos wala kaunon. So that's why the congressional office has been giving assistance all year round for actually the past since 2019 na nagsugod ang pandemic. Kay tungod nakita nato panginhanlan. Pero nga karon na election, of course, nakabaluta sa limitations. No, kabaluta sa limitations. And
Sir, follow-up question po. Last follow-up question.
I am very thankful for our beloved Congresswoman. She is functioning as our Congresswoman. But of course, ang mga tao, unta na adiri itong lagi itong duha pa no. Kay evident kaayo that they have violated our laws and they expect us to vote for them. So here comes ako dire. Sa tinuod lang no, ako ra ang may PRC license din pero wala ko sa radar. Why? You know why? Ang basihan sa tao karon sikat na kwarta, daghang kwarta. Which is the very sole problem. Nganong iyanita, dili man ta makapili og mayong leader ana kay dili man patas. We don't have access, no? Kay mao na ang mentality sa atong community. I hope this will wake you up guys, labi na kamong mga youth, no? Nga mag-step up. Hopefully, it is my win, no? Makadaog ko kung na ako'y makita daghang mga youth mag-participate sunod. Ayaw ninyong isipan nga kinahanglan ninyo daghang kwarta, no? And napansin ninyo, daghan nang nagagamit sa media. Daghang media personnels. Actually, nana siya sa Section 37. Daghang kay mga violation. Basagod ninyo na. Kaya I have limited time. And hopefully, no, nga naka-inspire ko sa mga kadaghanan din. Dili ko sikat, dili ko kwartahan, pero this is my triumph nga nakapaabot sa inyong message nga in order for Gensan to succeed, we must first have a level playing field of our electoral system. Dapat masabtan ninyo na. So that's all. Thank you.
Ma'am, you have 30 seconds po. Ma'am Charlene, do you have something to say pa po?
No more. Thank you.
No more. Okay. Thank you so much.
I respect the opinion of the gentleman here.
Okay, thank you so much po, Ma'am Charlene and Sir Engineer Sterling Sanyado.
Thank you, and that ends the 6th and final round for our election 2022. After this, we're going to hear the closing speeches of all of our candidates for this afternoon, starting with Sir Sterling Sanyado.
Sir, you have 3 minutes for your closing spiel.
Okay. As I have mentioned sa akong opening remarks, I would give emphasis to the Republic Act stated in 9006, otherwise known as Fair Elections Act. Kaya because kining batas ang mag-open up sa mga kadaghanan nga aspiring leaders, new breed of leaders nga naay level playing field. Sa kakahitabo karon, nakita ninyo daghan kay mga violations. It in the form of vote buying na siya. Hopefully, nga ang mga kabataan, youth, will open up their eyes kay kamo. Ayaw ninyong maliita. That's why ako ang pinakauna nga nag-accept sa challenge gani. Ako ang pinakaunang niabot because I value the future. Makita ninyo akong sanina. The future is ours. Try to listen. Ayaw ninyo tanawa ang kasikatan, status nila, dugay na sila. Because our Constitution did not say nga kinahanglan daghang kag experience, only that you are 21 years of age before the election day. O kabalo ka mo basa, Filipino ka, resident ka sa isa ka city within 1 year, maura na. Because our forefathers knew nga bisag kinsa sa ato nga naay kapasidad o kapabilidad, no? O naay maayong heart, pwede mag-change. It takes only one person to change. Nga tinuod nga change ha, daghan man gud change pero maulang gyapong mga karakas. So I am tired of that kind of statements. So I am here offering you myself. Dili pa late ha, ang population sa youth way back 2016 naata sa mga 67,000, more or less naata sa 80,000 na karon, no? This is, you can change whatever you want Gensan to be. Make a statement right now. This is a historic moment. Ayaw mong pakuan na top 1 sila, top 2. Kuan mo, pagpiyong, pray deep inside because ang election is sacred. Pantay-pantay ta diri, walay dato, walay mayawan, walay pobre, no? Walay dato mayaman, walay pobre, walay mayaman, pantay-pantay, walay bata, tigulang. Isa lang ang buto kada usa. So I hope you will choose the right choice. And I am Engineer Sterling Sanyado. Walay atik kay automatic.
Wala ni ate kay automatic mo serbisyo, changing the mindset. Sterling Sanyado, servant of public, hindi ang mayor, leader nga hybrid. Wala ni ate kay automatic mo serbisyo, changing the mindset. Sterling Sanyado, servant of public, hindi ang mayor, leader nga hybrid. mayor. Kini ang mayor.